I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay,
So,
you're recording.
yeah. Come on, please. How do you think I get these cold opens?
Spoiler alert, Danny is on her dragon and she is fucking pissed. This is the Bro Force Squad, back again to review this week's episode of Game o' Thrones. I'm Matt Geiger, alongside the mad scientist Brian Banner, grading this episode on our television for criteria, acting, story, best scene, and the fan favorite theories. So first, to the acting and cast of this episode, Mr. Banner.
I actually really enjoyed it. I've talked to a lot of people, read a lot online, and a lot of people were disappointed, mainly with how the story went. And we'll get to that in a minute. But take apart your feelings about the story and just look at the motivations of where these characters are at. Obviously, you have Daenerys. She's fucking pissed, like you said. And I thought she did a really, really good job of conveying, probably one of her better jobs of conveying emotion, especially this season. Just sitting there going, look, I'm fucking pissed, and I'm going to do whatever I want to do. That scene where she's kind of in, I don't know, like the war room or whatever it is, and Tyrion walks up, and she looks like she hasn't eaten or slept in days. That scene, I thought she did phenomenal in. And then whenever the bells rang and she's like, "Nah, fuck it, I'm out." I actually, and we've shit on her quite a bit this season for her emotional ties and emotional beats, and I thought she actually did a good job in this one. And then I also thought that Cersei did a good job as well. She's top of the tower, she's top of the food chain, and then all of a sudden she's just struck down to the bottom. And that scene where she's up there and that priest dude who gets fucked up comes up and is like, "We need to leave."
Fucks him up, dude.
Yeah, when he comes up and is like, "We need to leave," and they just show her like looking out the window, and that one tear comes down. That actually kind of hit me. I mean, not enough for me to cry or like get emotional, but I was like, "Wow, yeah, that would really fucking suck." So those two really stood out to me. I thought they were great. What about you?
So the scene between Tyrion and Jaime, when he lets Jaime go, I'm going to say something. Peter Dinklage, when he fucking acts, you would think he's 7 feet tall. He is a fucking
with
monster.
With a 10-foot dick. Yeah,
and
for sure.
And it's not just Game of Thrones. Watch anything he's done. I mean, he was in an X-Men movie. He's been in, I believe, Lord of the Rings. He was in one of the Avengers, I think.
Yeah, he was in Infinity War.
Yeah. But man, he's the best actor in this whole show, I believe. Like, bar fucking none, above anyone, he is the best. And that scene, I think, is probably his best acting throughout the entire series, which is saying something. And it's cool, just get better as you go. And I don't know, man. Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I don't even think he's like a little person. He's a fucking monster.
Yeah, I don't look at him as vertically challenged. That's the politically correct term to say. I don't look at him like that at all. He is the one, we always say like Downey Jr. and Iron Man, he embodies that character. Like he eats, breathes, and lives it. Peter Dinklage probably does that more with Tyrion than any other character-actor relationship in the history of time. He literally is Tyrion. I agree with everything you just said.
Okay, going on to the story, a lot of people... See, I just watched this last night when we were filming it. This is Wednesday, so I had some shit to do Sunday and Monday. And I was reading some shit online, trying not to spoil it for myself. All I got was people are not very happy with this episode. Maybe that lowered the bar for me, but I actually kind of liked the story. I think they've been teasing her going mad for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are pissed that she actually went mad. If you remember, I mean, my favorite seasons are the first two with her and Khal Drogo. All they talked about was going over there, killing all the men in the iron suits, raping the women, and basically just burning the fucking place to the ground and taking it over for themselves. So I don't understand why this is so out of left field for people. There are a couple times where she's like the breaker of chains and stuff. She has so many different levels to her character. She's the breaker. She is the conqueror. She's dragon. She's Darth Raki. I mean, she kills, she murders. I mean, I think she is basically the Song of Fire and Ice. I had no problem with this story at all, though, about her going mad and just brutally murdering everybody. If you think it makes sense for her character, man, Joro or whoever, Joro, who got killed in the White Walker battle, that was her number one. He kind of filtered down when her and Jon started falling in love. Jon's basically done with her, I think, because they're related. I think that's why Jon, once again, that love story I think is so poorly written that I'm not really sure where it goes. So she doesn't have Jon. Tyrion is not only letting her down and everything he said is fucking up, he knows that he's behind her back trying to save Jaime, trying to save Cersei, fucking all the everyone from Winterfell, all the Starks are against her. She has no one in her fucking corner. No one in her corner. Why not fucking burn it down? She has to rule by fear. It's the only way she can keep the crown. And before I throw it to you, I think the story is good because the season finale is coming up, and I'm very interested because I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. In a good way. I have no clue what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll get into depth in that here in a minute.
Theories, what do you think of this?
I'm with you. I think we're in the minority as far as the world. I enjoyed this episode as well. I pretty much after somewhere between the end of episode 3 through episode 4, I just stopped having expectations. That's what everybody's problem is. There's been so many like crazy out of left field twists and turns in this show. And then now they're not having as many twists and turns, and that's what people are getting mad about. I dropped my expectations and I started trying to look at this from the perspective of the character, not as a viewer. And I think that's what's kind of made me like this episode more. I echo everything that you said about Daenerys. Like, she has every right to act the way that she's acting and be fucking pissed. And then how Cersei died. Everybody, like, she's this crazy evil person and everybody wants her to die this horrible death, and then she just gets buried in the basement with Jaime. I actually thought that was awesome because you have Jaime who, oh, I love Brienne of Tarth, she's awesome, I sleep with her, and then all of a sudden you hear, hey, they're going to go kill your sister, and you're like, fuck, I actually really love her. Whether it's in a sister way or a lover way, you can look at it either way, but either way there's true love there. So he makes the trek from Winterfell down to King's Landing, goes through fucking hell, kills Euron, which I could have lived with that or without it, but it was fine. There had to be some sort of obstacle for him to get to Cersei. And then him to be just bleeding and fucked up on basically about to die, but hey, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get to my love and try and save her. And then obviously they perish together, which is kind of poetic. I dug that part of the story. So that was, I enjoyed the episode as well. I must say, the only thing I kind of didn't like was Arya had no fucking business being there, and like her running around and getting blown up and whatever. Like, hopefully that's setting something up for the last episode, but I don't know. It felt a little out of place for me.
Okay, best scene. Are we gonna just pick the same one?
Yeah, we're just gonna fucking pick it, dude.
Because we've wanted this for so long.
They've been building this forever, and it fucking delivered. Everything about it.
It was the Darth Vader unmasking of the mountain, finally. Like, totally. I thought I'll not only go like best scene, but the best like one take from it was when they first meet in the stairwell and the dragon's flying above them. It looks like something that if you read a George R.R. Martin book, you know how big books, they have maybe like 8 pages with pictures and it's like 500 pages of thing. If you flip to that picture, that's what that picture would be. Them two on the stairwell with the dragon flying above, like, dude, there's carnage and everything. The fight lived up, I thought. I love that the Hound finally was like, dude, you know, I could kill him, but I'm going to have to go down with him, which I think he was totally fine with before he fucking even went in there.
Yeah, I think he's known for a long time, like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to win, but I'm also going to die doing it.
See, and that's the thing is, and I'll just kind of, since you picked that, I'll go on to another best scene after I go off this tangent, but you can't have every fucking bad person, good person just go mano a mano. This is supposed to be kind of realistic. So that's why I didn't mind Cersei, just basically being crumbled to death. You can't have everything. I mean, you had the Night King mano a mano basically, and you got what you wanted. That's what I could not believe when I saw this episode and I saw this happening. I'm like, holy shit, the dragon's just gonna blow both away. That's why people are pissed, because we didn't get Mountain versus Hound. I'm like, no, we got it, and it was perfectly shot.
There was everything about that episode, or that scene was perfect. The background, the setting, them being on stairs, I thought was really cool. It wasn't even playing field. Like the mountain had the high ground the entire time. And what do we know about the high ground?
Silver Anakin at the high ground. You underestimated the Hound's power, apparently, to commit suicide and drag you down with him.
It was great.
So the other best scene, I'll just pick the Cersei Jaime scene, and this is why, because of the emotion that people felt. It's so weird because you bring two people that are in love, even though they're brother and sister, people are like, oh, I feel bad that like Cersei died that way. Let's not forget Cersei, especially when she said, I want my child to live. Fuck her. She's killed so many children, so many parents, so many husbands, wives, everything. She deserves what she fucking got. I felt no sympathy watching that. But it's so Game of Thrones that some people I was reading on the internet felt sympathy through that scene. I'm like, do you need to go back and rewatch season 1 through yesterday? I mean, she's been a bitch since episode 1, and we wanted her to die. She finally dies, and people are fucking upset about it. And this is coming from me. Sometimes you just can't please everyone, and I'm very hard to please. But I thought this episode was very well shot, very well story told. It had some good best scenes. All right, we ready for theories?
Yeah, you got any?
I got one, and it's very short and sweet.
All right, let's hear it.
And it's about Arya Stark, what you said, and I think that she plays a big role in next thing. I'm just gonna say, Arya Stark, Cersei's dead. I'm looking at Google right now. Dany has green eyes. Just gonna leave that there.
All right. Interesting.
He already killed a blue-eyed person. Everyone thought the green-eyed was Cersei. Maybe, as Yoda said, with how he went Anakin, maybe it was misread. I think she's gonna kill me.
I have nothing to dispute that. I still stand by my original theory, because until it's proven wrong, I'm gonna ride or die with this. Tyrion's gonna end up on the Iron Throne. Still don't have any. I've been saying this for 5 episodes now. Don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. Somehow Jon is gonna kill Daenerys, or Daenerys is gonna kill Jon, and the other one is somehow still gonna die. I read, or somebody maybe that I work with said something about like somehow Sansa's gonna die and Arya is gonna wear Sansa's face and kill Daenerys, or maybe even Jon. I don't know. It was something along those lines. But again, Arya uses the faceless man, wears the mask, and kills somebody. But Tyrion's gonna end up on the Iron Throne at the end of the day, because again, we all love Peter Dinklage and he deserves to be there. He's fucking fought from the ground up, and he has literally been every character that we need him to be. He deserves to be there.
See, this is why I love this series, and correct me if I'm wrong, but after this episode, I can't believe there's only one left. They could go another season with this story. Okay, Dany has, I guess, the Westeros and everything is burned to fucking ashes, but it could be another season about how intertwined Jon's finally like, okay, she's mad, I'm gonna fucking take it over, and we could have another war on our hands. Darth
they
Raki,
could literally do. They could literally
stretch
do
this out another season.
They could do another season, which is literally fire versus ice. You can have the dragons and Daenerys down south versus the north. Like, it's very easily doable. I don't think that one of the main reasons that they're not going to do it is they don't have any source material to go off of, and I think we can all agree that since they've left source material and have kind of gone on their own, the story has been lacking some. I still enjoy it, but it has been lacking. So they're like, let's just cut bait while we still have all the viewers and we're still, at the top. And I respect that. They're also going to push the fuck out of these spinoffs in this last episode. I don't know what the spinoffs are, but they're going to push the fuck out of them.
I still think some of the spinoffs, and even though we know the story and how it ends, I'd love to see Robert's Rebellion. I'd love to see someone casted as Rhaegar, and actually, I would love to see all of that.
I would
even
love
though
to
I
see
know
the
how it's-
Kingslayer slay the king.
I would love to see that too. I'd love to see the Mad King, how he went mad, how he's probably a pretty good king for a while, what drove him mad. I like to see all of that stuff, even though
I
we know
want to
how it ends.
see I want to see all the Targaryens, and I want to see just a sky full of fucking dragons.
Yeah, that'd be badass. All right,
Fuck yeah.
guys, that's our episode. Next week, it all fucking ends. Everything ends, or does it? I don't know. Maybe Ryan Johnson will just take a huge shit. We have
Don't
no
go
clue.
there. Don't do that. Don't.
But
just stop.
either way, we'll be back. So check out our next episode as well. Check out our website too, bro4squad.com, at bro4squad on Twitter, YouTube, and iTunes. Please subscribe to both so you don't miss any of our content. And we're on. I put down Redbox. It's Letterbox, but I wrote down.
It's definitely
It
not
auto
Redbox.
corrected on my paper that it's Redbox.
That's
Is
how-
Redbox even a thing anymore?
I think it is. I've seen it at like Walgreens. I think you can actually rent video games through it now.
Well, a bunch of our listeners are probably like, "Is Redbox a thing? What the fuck's Letterbox? Is that a thing?" Well, it is a thing. So please subscribe to us on it.
But ask Jeff because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what we do on there, but we're on there. So, for the mad scientist Brian Banner, I'm Sir Matt Geiger. We'll see you around Westeros, bitches.
You're not knighted. Please.
If what's her ass could be knighted, I fucked Jamie too, so I got knighted.
I forgot about that. You're right.